Declan, Fr O'Neills were junior, 14 years ago? And now you're after winning the Premier Intermediate in Cork. Before we start talking about the All-Ireland club, what would you put the rise down to?
I think it's just having a good underage structure that, obviously if you have a good underage structure, you build up to having teams that are playing at a higher grade, higher level, and if you keep that in your club and you keep building like that in your club, then in years to come, then when they grow up to play senior and play intermediate with their clubs, then they can build on that so that they're playing at a higher grade the whole time up.
Like how big or small is the area?
It's not that big. Like it's about the ones of 500 or 600 in the parish, even a small bit more. But like we're not that big of a parish, but we've a great community that stand behind us. And like when you have a great community behind you, you just all you're thinking about is doing it for them and doing it for like your family and doing it for yourself. And like that's all we kind of do is kind of play for each other and stuff. So. Like we're a great community, everyone's behind us, and that's what we're looking forward to now on Saturday.
So what can you do in the parish from day to day? It's a small enough area. Like you're on the coast there in East Cork, are you?
Yeah, we're on the coast. There's not much to do, only but play hurling. Like so, we're not really a footballing club, so there's not much to do but play hurling. But I think when you have a parish and a community that's so involved in hurling and so involved in the community, then you find stuff to do together. Like you just build yourselves together and you enjoy going training on a dirty Tuesday or a dirty Thursday. Like and when you're training in the winter, you know you're looking forward to something good, and that's what we've kind of looking forward to now on Saturday. And like every year when you're training in November, December, you're kind of looking forward to summer hurling, and like that's the goal, is just to enjoy playing hurling, enjoy playing with your friends, and that's all what we're about.
Because like you play with Imokilly as well, East Cork. You've you've probably kept going with Cork also, under 21s even in previous years. And I'd be thinking, how do you keep it all going from one club to over from one club to the other and keep that bond? I saw a quote in the Cork Echo: "We're a very close bunch. We all hang out together, go swimming after training. I think that's the bond that makes us." That's what you said yourself. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, that's bang on. Like we all, like after training, if we need recovery, we're all going together, and like when you have a bond like that, when you can say something to the boys and they only laugh instead of taking it personal, is when you know that you have a good bond. And that's what we're all about in O'Neills. And like we have a bond that at the moment that we're very strong. At the moment, no one can break, and hopefully on Saturday we can build that bond even more.
So how did you juggle both? Because you went and won it was 3 in a row for Imokilly this year. How did you go from winning that to jumping over to Fr O'Neills? Because I think there was a week between the two county finals, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was a week between the two counties. Like I think I played 14 games in 14 weeks down in Cork, but like the way it was done is you train with your club the week club championship. You might have Imokilly training on the Tuesday and Thursday after that, but like realistically your club is your own priority. So I used to go to my club on the Tuesday night after the match, and then the Thursday night be with Imokilly, and like every week it was kind of like that. It was kind of like eyes on my club, but you always have in the back of your head you still have to go to Imokilly training then the week after. Like,
is it weird because like Fr O'Neills is your home jersey, you're pulling that over your shoulders since you're a kid, but is it weird jumping from one jersey to the next, both in club competition?
Oh, definitely. Like it's obviously hard, but like you like as a hurler you strive to play senior hurling at any grade, like as in senior hurling with your club, or senior hurling with Imokilly, or senior hurling with Cork. Like so you're striving to play senior hurling, you're striving to be the best person you can be and the best player you can be, and when you're playing senior hurling it's kind of what's pushing you to that. Like,
so do you think that the divisional setup, having teams like Imokilly in there, does that work? The likes of Glen Rovers put in a motion before about maybe Imokilly being taken out, but like do you think it's a good way forward?
I think it's a good way forward to have Imokilly, UCC, CIT in the championship, because it only makes the championship stronger. You have more teams in the championship. You have better players playing in the championship. That means the kind of players that play with Cork that have to push themselves harder to get themselves on the panel, and like smaller clubs like down East Cork, you might have ETAs, you might have like you all came down from senior. Like you've small teams like Shanagarry, Russell Rovers that have a chance to play senior, and like for a club that might not get there, it's kind of beneficial for a player to be playing senior with Imokilly. Like.
So if we jump onto, you've won the Cork title, then you go out into Munster and you get into the final against Ballysaggart. Now, first of all, did you think that we could go on a serious run here?
But no, you just take it by game. Like I think down the parish is very relaxed, very calm. But like we think that we just take it game by game. We just go to training on a Tuesday, Thursday, have a meeting on a Thursday, whatever. Like like that'll get us kind of roll up then for the match on the Saturday or the Sunday. But like you don't really look into it too much. Like you don't go, oh yeah, we'll just walk over Ballysaggart and then get into our Ireland semi-final. It doesn't happen that way. You have to take it game by game. You've got to take it minute by minute. You've got to play in that hour, in that minute of the match, of the hour that the match is on. So, like, if you take it by that, like the Ireland semi-final, tough game. We drove on, we kept going, but like we just got over the line then last week, and like playing Croke Park is, where else would you want to be? Like it's a dream come true for a lot of us, and we could make it 2 out of 2 in Croke Park for our club. Like, so hopefully next week we can do that.
So if we're to jump back to the Munster final against Ballysaggart, what was the buzz like on the field after winning that?
Oh, it was massive. Like that was probably the big match, or the biggest match the club has ever played. Getting into an All-Ireland semi-final after beating Ballysaggart, and like I think the joy from them couple of days were massive. We went out and enjoyed ourselves, but we kind of relaxed in a small bit back training, just concentrated on last week, and we got over the line again last week.
And then the semi-final, I think most famous maybe for your score where you flicked the ball up with your foot and then threw it over the bar. Buff Egan had it on Snapchat. How did that even happen?
It's just something that happens during a match. Like you might pick the ball up with your feet once or twice ever, like, but it's just instant hacking. My hurley was caught. Like if nothing else to do, there was, you just try to get it up somewhere, like without picking it off the ground, and just I looked like a complete another dope. It didn't work, and it worked. So just thank God it came off, and like that's kind of it. Like it's just some things that happened that probably shouldn't happen, but they do happen for some queer reason. But that's the way it happened. Like.
Because that's probably the thing, when you're messing around in the park with the boys and you're flicking, trying flicks, trying all that stuff, sometimes that stuff translates to games.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like it's trying to be like, obviously you'll be messing with the lads and stuff, and you trying to flick stuff up with your feet and stuff like, but you wouldn't think it'll come off in a game, or you wouldn't think you'd have a chance to try it in the game. And like when I tried it, I was just like, that didn't happen. Like, but after the game, I kind of looked back and I was like, yeah, I've practiced it. I'm messing around with the lads a few times, like, but so you don't really go and practice it, like. But sometimes them stuff just happen. Like, it's just one thing that happens, like.
So you beat Tureen, and of course you got a couple of red cards. That was Mark O'Keefe and Billy Dunn. Are they suspended for the final?
Look, I don't really want to talk much about it, but like, I'm hoping that, like, we're just concentrating on the fight, or on Saturday. Like, we'll just concentrate 100% on that, and we leave everything else to them, and hopefully they be able to play. Like, it won't be great if they miss an All-Ireland final with the club. Like.
So for yourself, how many games have you played at Croke Park? Down through the age groups over the years.
I've never played a game at Croke Park.
Really? So you must be excited.
Yeah, excited enough to just look out at the field there now, and like obviously I'm gonna soak in the atmosphere before the game, but when the game's going, then I'll just kind of really relax and really get into the zone of things, and hopefully we go right side.
What would it mean to the parish, do you think?
Oh, it'll mean everything. As you can, like, we're a small parish, and everyone's down at the field, everyone's wishing us good luck, and like they'll all come up. Like, we'll have a massive support here, so hopefully that we can just do it for them and do it for ourselves.
Yeah, because Tullaroan obviously like a pretty stiff competition. Pádraig Walsh centre back, Tommy Walsh, the younger Tommy Walsh full back, the older Tommy Walsh full forward. Like, they're a fairly star-studded team.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, they're a great team. They've serious players who played with their club for many years and played at a high level with their club for many years, and also players that played with Kilkenny for a long spell, and people are also playing still with Kilkenny. So, like, obviously we're going to be up against it. They're a serious outfit. So, like, all we can do is go out there and do our best, and hopefully we come on the right side.
So then, just even with Cork, have you enjoyed your first? You've one season down with Cork. You weren't in the year before that, if I remember correctly. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, definitely. I obviously enjoyed it. It was tough going, like, at the start, but once you get into the swing of things, and once you get used to training so many times a week, and like, obviously it's going to be tough for the first year and a half, but I think when you get used to the training schedule and you can work everything around it, and like, that's what I tried to do, is work everything around it. And obviously I want to play for Cork, and obviously I want to win an All-Ireland with Cork, because it hasn't done in a long while, but hopefully in the next couple of years we can do that.
Like, it seems like you're something different to what's there, like bigger guy as well, and maybe more of a target man type thing. Is that where you feel like your niche would be?
I don't know really, to be honest with you. It's wherever the manager sees me, and where he sees me playing. Like, I might not even play, might not even make the panel, so it's not about me. Just keep training hard, and hopefully that I get on the right side of the manager, and hopefully he can see that I'm going to give a help to the team.
Like, it seemed like there was a wave of goodwill for Kieran Kingston coming back, that everyone seems to be excited that he's there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, Kieran Kingston's he done serious years for Cork the last few years, like, and like, he's a great man to have on board. So, like, hopefully it's a big year for Cork Hurling.
Who would have been your heroes growing up?
Jesus, you're looking at the likes of Henry Shefflin. Like, obviously I was a goalie, so I was looking at Nash there in the last few years, like, a few years ago. So, like, obviously Henry Shefflin's was a serious hurler in his time, and like, when you look at people in Europe here, looking at people in the walls like that, and that just makes you strive to be the best hurler you can be, and hopefully that one day you'll end up like them.
And how long did you play in goals for?
I was in goals till 3 years ago, so most of my life, really, to be honest with you.
And what was the change, or who decided to bring you out the field?
Like, I was always outfield with my club. It was more Imokilly and Fr O'Neills, or more Imokilly and Cork I was in goals for. And I think John Moyler made the call there 3 years ago on under 20 to bring me out, and I just obviously enjoyed being out there. Just got fitter, lost weight, so hopefully that'll keep going and no injuries will happen in the next couple of years.
So you had some highs and lows with the Cork under-21 team. You won that Munster final against Tip in 2018. What do you think happened that you ended up losing the final to Tip in Limerick?
I just don't, in the Munster final in Cork, I don't think Tip turned up that day. I think then we went into the final maybe a bit complacent that we hockey Tip in the Munster final, but like, when you go into a final like that against a serious Tip side like that, you can't be complacent, and you can't think you're going to win there winning, that you're going to win easy. And I think maybe that kind of creeped in a small bit, and a couple of mistakes cost us. And like, obviously if you have to reduce the mistakes, you want to win big games like that, and if you keep making the mistakes, you're obviously going to give away points, give away goals, and kind of that's what cost us. But like, you kind of can't really look back at them. You kind of have to keep driving on and keep searching for that goal of winning titles or winning medals, and like, that's what we try and achieve throughout our career. Like,
I'd be backing you to score a couple of sidelines this year. Do you put much practice in?
I used to. I don't really anymore. It's just kind of gone out of my game small, but like, it's just like, in a match you're kind of concentrating on your runs, your delivery of the ball, your catching of the ball. You don't really, like, free sidelines, you don't really concentrate on as much as you would from play, because that's what's kind of lacking in my game, is kind of scores from play. And hopefully in the next couple of weeks or next couple of years I can improve on that so that they can get better.
So, when you go into Cork training and you see the likes of, Harnedy, Patrick Horgan, Alan Cadigan, Lahan, to name just a few, do you see them doing stuff like, when you first went in, they're operating at a different level, I need to do this to get up to their level? Is there anything like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, when you go in there, it's you kind of get a shock at the start, and you're like, how am I going to compete with these? But you just have to keep building. Like, they had to start from somewhere as well. And if you weren't good enough, you wouldn't be on the panel. So you just got to believe in yourself that you can keep driving on, keep making the improvements for yourself and for the team. And if you're making improvements for yourself and the team, then you're going to be a better player throughout.
Is there any player who did something in the first few months or year of Cork senior training you're like, wow?
Not really, no. I just think that's a standard of everything, like their catches, their touch, their everything, their speed. It's just the amount of time they put into it, and if you put in the same amount of time, you might get the same rewards, or you might have to put in more time to get the same rewards that they're getting. But like, that's all you have to do is keep improving, keep looking for your standard that is up here compared to the lads that are way above you. Like, so you're just trying to building to get as close as them as possible.
Thanks very much, Declan. Best of luck.
No matter. Thank you.
Thanks for watching Our Game. Don't forget to like and share the videos, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe.